Yo, what is up guys, it's FullySpaced here, and today I'm going to be showing you this new house tutorial. It's a really random one and isn't actually a house. It's I wanted to go along with a more fantasy or fun kind of way of building a house, and I thought I'd start with like some sort of sewage pipe, which sounds really odd at first, but actually came out really nice. So what I did was build a circle into the side of a cliff, and just built it in by quite a few blocks, just so I was more inside the mountain and had more room to work with. From here, I started to dig out a whole square and just add a bit of detail to the corners, and then fill in the room itself with a bit of detail just to make it look like it's some sort of sewage room. But I didn't want to actually cover the whole room in like some sort of like sewage pipe, so it's like some sort of underground base that is behind a sewage pipe. So what I've done here is just built a base square in the middle. That is kind of your hub. And left, right, and forward is basically where you can store your stuff, or where you want to put your stuff. You could obviously extend this as long as you want and make this base as big as you want, but I've gone with a semi-decent sized base here, and I thought I would just keep it this size purely for the fact that I think it's quite a nice size for the build. And it doesn't need to be too big, otherwise you're going to be running down loads of tunnels. But if you wanted to, you could make this whole base just like a massive tunnel, just absolutely huge, like a tunnel maze kind of thing. But obviously you don't want to make a maze because you probably get lost in it. So as you can see here, I'm just going around my structure that I've built now with mossy cobblestone, mossy stone brick and cracked stone brick, and just cobblestone, and just adding a bit of detail to the build. As you can see, there's lanterns everywhere. That's purely for light purposes because I couldn't see a thing in there. And yeah, so I just added all those blocks to give the build more detail. It's probably a good idea to use them, as it just makes things look better. If you're doing this in survival, you probably won't be able to do that for a while, as it's quite hard to do. And as you can see here, I was playing with the outside, couldn't quite get another shape, so I left it as just your standard pipe or your standard circle. And then I started to add slime coming out of it, like there's just some sewage coming out of it. So it's more of like a slime pipe, so yeah, kind of a sewage pipe. But I just started playing around with that, doing different kind of blocks. So I had slime blocks, green stained glass and lime stained glass, and just kind of make it like a little green sewage pipe really coming out of it. I had to play around with it a bit to fix it and make it look better, because right now it just looks way too messy. I think I added way too much, so I actually come back and fix that later on. As you can see here, I've added some sewage inside, and I've actually blocked it off so there's no sewage over this part of the area. So over here to the right, I've made this your chest storage room with some spruce trapdoors as shelving units with the chests on top, and just a bunch of chests around so you can store your stuff in. Over to the left here, we have your bedroom with some armor stands, and then I decided to add leaves to start making it like it's been overgrown and it's been here for a while. It's obviously an old sewage pipe and it's been sat here for quite some time. So whoever currently lives here hasn't really been keeping up to date with it. Then I added the enchanting room in front. I actually had to play around with some slabs to get the enchanting room to work. So I added some slabs around the enchanting table and lifted the enchanting table at 1. This gave me the ability to actually make it a level 30 enchanting table, whereas the floor wasn't quite the height that I needed for the enchantment table without breaking the walls, so I didn't do that. Let's come back outside and I'll start playing around with this again. Didn't really like it, so I've actually haven't really changed much to it, so I spent quite a lot of time playing around with that for no really good choices, to be honest with you. From here on, I start decorating the mountains and just making things look a lot better. As you can see, it looks quite plain and dull right now, so I've started to go around with leaves and vines just to make the building or the outside of this cliffside very overgrown, and like it's not really been touched and it's been sat here for a very long time. That's tend to what like sewage pipes look like, or pipes in general. They're usually quite sat around for a long time and got loads of stuff growing around them and just don't look particularly nice because no one really wants to go near them. So having a base in one is pretty odd, but I thought it was a cool concept, to be honest, so I went along with it, and this is what I came up with. So yeah, that's what I've got. I went inside, added all these vines, and just made things look a bit more overgrown, and yeah, it just looks a lot better in my opinion, having a bit more detail to the build, adding leaves and vines throughout the building. It definitely gives the feeling of it's been sat around for a while and it's old and slimy, and but the inside does look really cozy in my opinion. It just, with all the leaves and everything, it just looks really good. So as you can see here, I'm just flying around showing you what the build actually looks like now. It's quite quite a different build, but it does look really cool. I really did enjoy building this, to be fair. There was a lot to build, and it was quite a lot to play with. I didn't really know how to go about it. At first it looked very plain, but I had to just mess around with it quite a lot, and I came out with this idea. So now I went to the front and started adding some slabs around in a circle, because I was going to make a pool of slime. So as you can see, I'm creating like a layer just so that the slime sits in it and hasn't overflowed out of this. Like maybe another sewage pipe that went into the ground, and the two pipes are broken, so you could think it like that. The two pipes are broken, so they've decided to all the slime and all the sewage is leaking out, and someone's decided, oh, I'm going to climb in here and make a base, which is quite odd. But yeah, this does take quite a long time to make. Survival would probably take you quite a while. On the bottom here I added glowstone with lime carpet over the top, and then another layer of lime carpet, and then a layer of glass, then another layer of glass, and so on and so on. This actually gives you an effect when it isn't on shaders, that it's just really dark down there. It's like, it looks like a pool but of slime, so it just looks really cool. I tried to add a few different colours in there, but it does just play with the lime glass. It doesn't really work, so I actually avoided doing that in the end. But this is kind of the little green slime pool you have here. It just looks like it's broken and it's all pulled out into this own pool, and it just looks very toxic and something you don't really want to go near. So I'm going to give you a little preview of the house now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a comment, like and subscribe for more, and peace.